All right, guys, now we're gonna go over the most important core exercise there is. Now, this is not about strengthening muscles, but rather reinforcing movement. So we're gonna look at sort of the anatomy of the hip and as it pertains to stability of the lumbar spine. So we'll notice that the adductors and the ab group, the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, the internal and external oblique, share a common insertion point on the front of the pelvis with the high adductors. So let's think of when we're in that bottom of that squat position, we're bracing as hard as we can, and our hips are abducted, knees are out as far as we can. Those adductors have to act like stabilizers and sort of give feedback with the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, the internal and external oblique to stay stable, to resist any movement to happen, so we can create that efficient transfer of the force back up through the ground into the bar and to complete the motion of the squat. But as we train heavier and heavier squats, what happens is we get stronger and stronger at the muscles of prime movement and weaker in the muscles of stability. So we get really good at exerting force, but not as good as resisting force. Now, this left unaddressed, whether we end up with a groin strain or just a large margin of discrepancy between strength and stability, can manifest itself in things like inguinal hernias or sports hernias. These are very detrimental to both lifters and athletes of all disciplines. So reinforcing this pattern using this next exercise is going to be really important in keeping you training for the long term. So basically this exercise, we're going to take an ab wheel, a med ball, and a mat if you need it, and it's essentially ab wheel rollouts with the intention of adduction. So we use that med ball to adduct our hips against the med ball as we go through a full range of motion similar to that of a squat. So in that end range position, we're in the start of the squat, and as we roll in, we think of descending deep into that squat position, then adducting more so as we reach the bottom of the squat in that ab wheel. So it's going to look something like this. Give it a shot in your next workout.
Fucking gave up.